This is a review for this recessed electric fireplace from R.W.FLAME. This thing's really pretty cool. We have the 42-inch wide version of this fireplace. There are several other options all the way down from like 30 inches wide up to I think 68 inches. We had some unused space in our bedroom against the wall that this turned out to be really a nice add to the room. It took a little bit of work to get here because we decided to mount it recessed. You can also just mount it straight on the wall. I've seen other people do that as well, but we decided we wanted to have it recessed, so we had to build out a bit of a box frame for it and then drywall it all in and paint it and get it prepped to put this in. We already had power there, so that was a no-brainer. Installation was really, really simple. It actually took longer to build out the wall space than it did to actually install this fireplace. As far as installation, it only took 2 screws to mount this, one on each side about 3/4 of the way up. The front glass just kind of connected with a wire and then slid into place. The heating element is right up here. These are the air intakes. They don't really do anything except for provide access to this on-off switch here. So that's different than the one that's on the remote control that turns the fireplace on and off. That one is like an override. So if you just wanted to make sure no one turned it on, they got a hold of the remote and didn't know about that switch, that's how you would turn it off and leave it off. This is a great addition. We sometimes just have it on for ambiance. We don't even have to have the heat going on necessarily, but the really cool part about it is to be able to control the colors of the flame and the flame bed. All the changes to the settings can be done through this remote control. It's an RF remote. Power button's right in the center to turn it on and off. The dimmer works to change the brightness. I had it on high, that's the lowest. There's 5 settings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's as bright as it can be, but I'm in daylight. At night, it's much brighter. The speed of the flame is off here on the right. You can make it, there's 5 settings of the speed of the flame. So you got really slow, all the way up to pretty fast. The heat settings are here. There's really just 2, like a low and a high. The low setting, 750 watts of power being used. And then the high setting is 1500. And it's indicated on the front there that it's using the 1500. Pretty quiet, you really don't hear it. All you kind of hear is the fan, and it's pretty quiet. To change the colors are these 2 buttons up at the top. The one on the left changes the color of the flame, and there's lots of color combinations here. Kind of going through them quickly, but it's pretty versatile as far as the number of colors. And then the other button changes the color of the bed. Red on red, changes to be pink. There's lots of different color combinations to mess with this to make it pretty cool. The remote does all the functionality you need. If you happen to lose the remote for whatever reason, all of those functions are on a touch panel right on the front of the glass, including the timer, which is also on the remote control. You can set a timer for how long you want the fireplace to stay on before shutting off automatically. So far, this thing's been great. It's a huge add to our room. We just love having it. We use it almost every single night. We don't necessarily use the heat, but the nice little ambiance and kind of like a nightlight almost. You can change the settings on it and leave it on. It doesn't draw a lot of power just to run the LEDs. These things are really, really cool. Again, there's 2 options to mount it. You can recess it, or you can just mount it directly on the wall, still using those 2 anchor points that I talked about earlier. These are awesome.